So, I was not even planning on doing a video about this, but as y'all guys know, that on August 25th, AEW All In 2024 was live in Wembley Stadium in London. It was live earlier today, and I'm going to be honest, I watched the show, but earlier today, I watched like half through some matches with the Hook and Chris Jericho match, which I didn't really, like care for. But hold on for a minute. I gotta fix this camera. Alright. So, I watched the match of Chris Jericho and Hook. But earlier, I ended up not feeling well or not getting enough sleep, so I ended up taking me like a 2 or 3 hour half nap. And then I wake up and about a few hours later, and I missed like half of the matches that was live, so I had to go back and watch some of the matches. But I'm not gonna review all the matches. The only matches I'm gonna review is MJF versus Will Ospreay and the new All Elite Wrestling World Championship, Bryan Danielson versus Strickland. I probably may talk about some matches. I probably may talk about a little bit of the Chris Jericho Hook match, which I didn't really care about this match anyway. So Hook ended up winning. So, but neither do. I'm not gonna talk about the match. So let's talk about Chris Jericho versus Hook first. Chris Jericho versus Hook for the FTW title. For the FTW title, I didn't really too much care about the match until like the end of the part of it. When Taz got off commentary, putting Brian Keith in a submission hold and Hook in the ring. I forgot what the name of the finisher he named it. It was like the Taz mission. It's the same move that Taz did. He calls it, I don't know what he calls it, but I will say the Taz mission, I believe. And he made Chris Jericho submit. And once again, Hook becomes once again the FTW title, which, to be honest, I don't understand why that title is being defended more on television than it is with the TNT title. The FTW title should be getting rid of. I don't even know why it's still on AEW's roster, but they need to get rid of the belt. I mean, besides, because they got fucking, too many belts as it already is, so they need to get rid of it. But the thing I do want to talk about is Chris Jericho. And this learning tree gimmick that's been going on for, I would say, since June or May. I mean, it's been going on for months now. And at this point, this has to be like Chris Jericho's worst gimmicks that I've ever seen him in. It's like he comes out all smiling. Waving to everybody. It's like, I do not like that Chris Jericho. I really wish they would bring in the Chris Jericho from WWE. They did before back in 2019, but it's a voice copyright. They can't bring. I mean, he was bringing like old gimmicks that he was when he's been in AEW for almost 5 years or so. But this learning tree gimmick is definitely one of the worst gimmicks I've seen him in. Since he lost to Hook, hopefully he needs to be off television. For how long, I don't know, and I don't care. Probably he needs to return it next year. Probably next year he needs to return. I don't know, I don't care. But like I said, the match, I didn't really too much care. I really didn't care about the match. And with Hook, eventually should be getting a real championship, like getting like a push. Even though his match I did saw on AEW Dynamite, where he was fighting with Samoa Joe, I thought that was like one of his great matches when he was facing Samoa Joe. That was actually his first championship match with Samoa Joe. It was good. I feel like it's already derailing him. I feel like Hook should be doing more. Like getting like certain pushes, not in like the main event scene, but mostly in the mid card scene, like the TNT title or the international title or the Continental title. One of those belts that he should be going up for, but the FTW title, he needs to get rid of it. But hopefully they do something with him after All In. Hopefully they do something with him, and hopefully Chris Jericho. Hopefully he does become like a part-time champion or be taking some TV time off, because this on-screen Chris Jericho that people is disliking, which I honestly dislike his gimmick more than anything. I honestly hate the gimmick. I mean, it was not getting like fans over as it should have been, like the way he wanted it to be. But yeah, Chris Jericho, he needs to come back with something new if he's still going to be wrestling. Like, bring back like the old, bring back the Paymaker. At least bring that back. I mean, I was okay with that gimmick instead of the Learning Tree. Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully he comes back with something new. So, let's talk about something that I really, really, truly do enjoy here. The AEW International Champion was just being called the AEW American Champion by MJF. So Will Ospreay versus MJF. I will say about this match, these guys, MJF, Will Ospreay definitely did so great in this match right here. Will Ospreay is definitely like the home country hero, the most biggest baby face, comes out with open arms and everything. And his entrance was definitely great as well. I don't even know what to call that entrance. They had like a bunch of like ninja or karate people up the rampway. I don't know what kind of entrance that was, but it looks good. It looks so good. But Will Ospreay retaining the international title, it was just part of the story of him using the Stormbreaker, which it injured Bryan Danielson a few months ago. But there was a story there of him not to use the Stormbreaker on MJF. And he was teasing that he was going to do it until MJF was going to do it. But these guys tore it up inside the ring. Even though the build was okay, this match here was definitely good fast pace and good in work everywhere. A lot of backflips and a lot of springboard moves. It's like I couldn't even pay attention to what was going on. But there was some cool spots in there. I can't remember a lot of cool spots what they did, but I'll try to remember that MJF, that's the biggest heel in wrestling. He comes out as the American outfit, the wrestling attire, and as he soon came out, the American flag pops open because it gives MJF that legit heel heat. Because my God, I don't even know how they will turn MJF babyface. I don't know. I mean, it was him and Adam Cole was entertaining from last year when they were a tag team. They made it a bit entertaining, but for me, MJF is always gonna be a heel. He's not. MJF is those people that I don't consider as like a babyface, like a popular babyface. He was always a legit chicken shit heel, like he always been, and that's what makes fans like and hate MJF even more, because he's a fucking scumbag. He don't give a damn. He just like to piss people off or do anything that would make people so mad that they will jump over the rail and just attack him. That's how MJF is. Which he is Right now, the biggest heel in wrestling. But during the match about MJF, he didn't have the dynamite ring that he always had. He had like a white. It was like a knuckle thing. It was like a white knuckle. I don't know what he had in his hand, but he was about to hit Will Ospreay with it, and it comes out of nowhere. A dude in a black outfit he didn't got in the ring, but he got in on the ring apron, punched or smacked MJF, and the person that took off the mask, Daniel Garcia. Yes, Daniel Garcia has returned to All In. This is going to lead to a match between these two, MJF and Daniel Garcia, because y'all remember that MJF took out Daniel Garcia months ago with the Brainbuster when MJF returned to AEW months ago, and he came out with the Triple H jacket, which that was a great call. The old Triple H return when Triple H returned back in 2002, that was definitely a good call. But anyways, he interferes in the match, and Will Ospreay or MJF was not paying attention. He's looking dead at Daniel Garcia. Will Ospreay was about to go for the hidden blade. He hit the hidden blade, and then he was about to go for the Storm Zero on MJF, and he did it on his neck, on the knee and the neck part. He did this, but he was about to do like a different move side. I don't know what that was, but he did this move that he was promised that he was never going to use again, the Stormbreaker. 1, 2, 3. Will Ospreay is your two-time international champion. Not the American champion, but two-time international champion. Like I said, this match was definitely a lot of work. This was definitely, as a wrestling fan that enjoys matches like this, with MJF and Will Ospreay in the ring, especially Will Ospreay. Hopefully they give him a world title match in the near future. Probably somewhere next year he will get one. These two definitely did an outstanding job with this match. They definitely did an outstanding job with this. It's definitely getting the crowd hype. The crowd was so into this match. And the Swerve Strickland and Bryan Danielson match, I'm definitely going to get into that next. But I'm definitely going to give this match a 10 out of 10. So, let's talk about it. The main event, Bryan Danielson versus Swerve Strickland. Title versus career. I do want to say something about Bryan Danielson, a.k.a. Daniel Bryan. You know, almost 12 years ago, almost 10 years ago, that Bryan was forced to retire. And he was informed by doctors that he was told that he will never wrestle ever again. Around 2017, he got back in the ring and doctors told him that he will wrestle again. And 10 years later, he's back in the wrestling circle. Came to AEW in 2021, made a great debut on AEW. And never won a single championship since he's been here. He wins the Owen Hart Cup tournament to grant him a world title match for the AEW world title. This match here, it has people on their feet that they wanted to go so long with this. A lot of near falls, a lot of house calls, running knees and everything. Slaps, chops, kicks to the chest on Bryan Danielson and Swerve Strickland, which they did so well in this. Like Bryan Danielson had a little bit of that Hulk Hogan persona when he would kick. Like Swerve was on Bryan. He was doing like the yes kicks, and Brian like no sold him, like he's like shaking up, like, and then afterwards he started kicking like Brian with the yes kicks, and all of a sudden Brian's just smack Swerve Strickland, and I was like, whoa, oh my god, Jesus, just smack the shit out of Swerve Strickland. But oh man, these guys definitely did a lot of things in this match as well. Like I said, like I was not even gonna review the whole show, like all the matches, which I watched them. But the only matches I was even gonna talk about was Swerve Strickland, Bryan Danielson, and Will Ospreay and MJF. But that's like the only things I mostly will just talk about. Like I said at the beginning of the video, but these two was definitely going in. Swerve Strickland though, with the house calls, 3 house calls, and a lot of near falls. They have tore the house down. They definitely tore it down. And there was one spot that Swerve was like laughing at Brian's kids, and also Brie was there, and their 2 kids was there as well. And they were sitting in the front row in London, so that was great to see them. But he was like laughing at Brian's daughter, and she started crying. But during the match, though, Adam Page just shows up. Adam Page shows up and wanted to get his hands on Swerve Strickland, which they have some unfinished business they got to take care of with one another. He's definitely was trying to get his hands on Swerve, and security team trying to back him up, and they just backed him up away up to the entranceway. But Swerve got distracted, and Brian hit the boot cycle knee, and he locked in with the label lock. And Swerve was about to break Brian's hand, his fingers. He was about to break his fingers. And all of a sudden, Brian grabs his fingers and just snapped them. But Swerve was trying to break out the hole. And he did it, he had it in a label lock, but he turns it into the Rings of Saturn. The Rings of Saturn. And Swerve Strickland tapped out. And Bryan Danielson is your new AEW World Champion. Your new AEW World Champion, Bryan Danielson. Oh my gosh. With the yes chants bringing back into play, everybody was doing the yes chants, which I absolutely miss. I mean, they were still doing it when Bryan was in the company anyways, but they were still doing this, which I definitely love. But, oh my God. Bryan Danielson, this had to be the main event. People thought that Will Ospreay and MJF was going to be a match, but you can't tell me that Bryan Danielson and Swerve did not deserve to be in the main event, which it was. This was definitely the greatest match right here of the night, and I definitely absolutely enjoyed it, and hopefully they do something with Bryan since he's now the new world champion. Hopefully they do something with him. Hopefully have a rematch against him, against Swerve or whoever. But yeah, man, this match was definitely outstanding. The crowd was so into it, and support all people who show out to Wembley Stadium in London. I'll tell y'all definitely show out today earlier. Y'all definitely show out today earlier, man. And I do appreciate those fans around the world who came out from the United States all the way to London to see this. Because this was definitely the best match right here of the night. Of today. Or tonight, whatever. I mean, it was tonight. Because they have different time limits anyway, so yeah. But y'all let me know, what was y'all favorite match from All In that y'all enjoyed today? Y'all let me know in y'all comments down below, man. But yeah, this match was definitely good. MJF and Will Ospreay. definitely tore things up in their matches, which me as a wrestling fan love to see matches like this, and y'all should too. These two matches have mostly the most outstanding match of the night, and I absolutely enjoyed it. But y'all let me know once again, what was your favorite AEW All In match that y'all enjoyed? Y'all, please let me know down in the comments and follow me all social medias and like and comment and subscribe to the channel if you have not already yet. I'll be back with another video. Peace.
My moment to shine, this is my time of flight. I've been grinding forever just for this very night. I've been pushing for many moments like this. This time is undervalued and no one ever could.